Mr. Double was found to have collapsed about 1.5 hours ago and could not move his left side afterwards. Can you tell us what happened?
The first thing I noticed was my speech went funny.
Patients are advised to act fast. Fast as if there's any weakness in the face, or if there's arm weakness, or speech is affected, both in being able to find the words or to understand. If those symptoms are there, we would advise that patients then it's then time to call 999.
If I can ask you to try and move the left hand for me. Any movement at all at the wrist or at the fingers?
So when they come initially into hospital, they have brain scans, they have their medical assessment done. We'll make sure we make a good diagnosis of what the stroke type is, because about probably 85% of strokes at least are going to be clots that cause damage to the brain, and then some patients may also have a hemorrhage, and there are different parts of the brain that get affected. So it can cause weakness, it can cause a loss of vision, it can affect speech, so both understanding speech and being able to get the words out. It can affect swallowing, it can also affect thinking.
Some of those patients who have been discharged from the acute hospital would have benefited from an intense rehab at home, which we weren't able to provide before. But now we've got this new service. We are able to provide daily rehab, might be 2 or 3 times a day that we see them, up to 6 weeks. And it's actually at the stage where there is evidence to show that the intensity of rehab enables that person to gain better outcomes in their quality of life in the longer term.
I'm amazed that I'm back to normal almost now, you know, because it was quite a serious stroke. I mean, you have different types of stroke, but mine apparently was quite a devastating stroke, you know. I lost my speech, my face had gone, my whole left side had gone. But, and also, a stroke makes you very emotional. I'm close to tears speaking about it.
We know that the brain, right from the beginning of the stroke, is already starting to have the cells very receptive to reprogramming, and we know that happens best if you can give the intensive rehab right from the beginning.
The patients would have stayed in hospital longer because they wouldn't have been able to come out because they still needed to have that intense therapy, and so then you get the worries about whether they'll get any hospital-acquired infections, whether actually their motivation won't be as great because they're in hospital, they're not in their own home surroundings with all the things that they would want to be doing, and it's a very sort of false environment, I suppose, for them, whereas being at home, you've got everything around you that you would normally want to be doing. You've got your community, you've got your family.
When I first got home, I couldn't grip anything at all with it, but the therapist came in, they got to work on it. Quite painfully, I must say, they're bits of bullets to get at you, you know, but it's for your own good. And I can move all my fingers, I can do most things, I can even lift things with it.
The amazing thing is that we get to see patients who've been through the service with severe strokes, who may walk into the clinic, or they may be, they will have often usually progressed significantly from when I last saw them.
The treatment, no money could buy it. It really couldn't. I'm talking about the hospital itself and the aftercare with the therapists. I've had 6 weeks and I've got my speech back almost to normal. Well, it is back to normal now until I get a bit tired, and then it does go off a bit then. But I mean, it's still early days yet.